It's time to make some changes. I'm making some changes. As the new year's approaching, we all start looking at the new year, new me shenanigans. We start telling ourselves that we want to be a better version of ourselves and we're going to do all these things to achieve it. I do this every single year, and without fail, I fail. I get distracted. I get caught up in things that I shouldn't. Recognizing that can be the hardest part. Being honest about it can also be the hardest part. Denial plays a big part. Just like all of you, I have goals, I have aspirations, I have plans that I want to achieve. But because I have ADHD, my brain is wired very differently to the normal person. I hate using that term, but it's the only way that we can get through. I have to recognise that my brain is wired differently. This is all part of the journey. Because of that, it puts a stop to a lot of things like the new year, new me goals, setting tasks, checklists and all those kinds of things. I can't cope with them. With ADHD comes things like addictive personality, meaning I can open Instagram to have a quick little look and before you know it, I've scrolled for 3, 4, 5 hours. I'll just flick between Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and I'm done. I've spent 4 or 5 hours doing nothing, giving my brain all of this information, good, bad, ugly, horrible, whatever. It's there. I've taken it in. This also affects things like food. I can binge eat, I can eat junk, I can eat in sporadic periods of the day, not eat for most of the day, then binge at night and whatever else. I have been trying to get hold of this. For people who have been with me for a little while now, have seen that I've been on this fitness journey, but the fitness journey is about body, which I'm hoping and we are now working towards the mind. The body means nothing if the mind isn't good. It just means that my brain is wired for anything addictive. Gambling can be a very big problem for me. I was once in a very, very, very big gambling hole. I'd spent thousands and thousands on credit cards. I'd rinsed out all of my personal money. I took out loans. I was really, really bad. I've been through that cycle 3 times now. In a massive addicted hole, gambling, all money that I didn't have. Managed to get myself out, recuperate, restart. Years went by, did it again. And I've been playing poker again a lot recently, and then on the slots as well. It's not like I'm spending money I don't have this time. I've grown and this is all part of the growth. But I'm spending a lot of money, winning a lot and then giving it all back. We can't live like that. These are all just parts of the ADHD brain. I have emotional dysregulation or dysfunction, meaning I don't react the same way to situations, again, that the normie person would. I can either feel overly sensitive towards a situation or I can feel nothing at all. Insensitive, dull, void. And I'll be honest, even though it hurts more, I would rather be overly sensitive to something than dull and void, because I've lived in both scenarios and both are horrible. But dull and void, other people feel that as well. I come across cold. I don't want that. This is going somewhere, I promise. Chuck all of this into a big bowl and add a nice helping of child trauma and you've just got a recipe for disaster. Especially if it goes unnoticed. My life from an early age was supposed to go down a very different path. With the people that are around me and the way that everybody was living growing up through early age teens and 20s, I'm supposed to be a drunk, drug addicted, homeless, no-hoper. That's where I'm supposed to be. That was my path. But I recognised what was happening to these people around. Even though I got sucked in a little bit, through some of them years, I managed to see what was happening around and be like, no, I've got to get out. So I moved away from my hometown. Didn't move far away enough, got into some bother there as well, and then finally realised I need to be further away. So my life was supposed to be very different anyway. A lot of people that I know are living that life, unfortunately. But I didn't want that for me. Recognition, you see, if you're able to see these things. And I'm able to see these things because of all of life's lessons. I'm able to see life for what it is in a more open way, which unfortunately comes with a lot of nastiness that some people are blind to. And in a weird way, I envy those people who are able just to see life with rose-tinted glasses. That's what I am trying to do now. I want some rose-tinted glasses. I don't know if that's possible with the things that I've seen in life, but I'm hoping I can at least just tint it a little bit. I've seen how ugly and how destructive and how destroyed this world has been and is becoming. But I also know that the world can be very, very beautiful, and I just want to see some of that beauty. I want to be a part of that beauty. I want to intertwine with it. I don't want to be suspicious. I just want to see the beauty. So that's why over this next coming year, I want to start making some changes, whatever they may be. They might have to be drastic for me to see what they are in order for me to find that spark. I'm sick of coasting through life. I'm not sad, I'm just dull. I feel void, I feel empty. And I don't want to live like that anymore. I'm sure none of us do. For those that are feeling this way, of course. So with that, I am changing the way that I use my social media platforms for a start, because they are a factor. It's not that any of you guys that I've got on my social media are posting anything nasty or horrible or destructive. For me, it's just purely a distraction. If I open that news feed and there's people there, I'm checking in what you all doing, what you having for dinner, what's going on, and before you know it, that leads to one thing, then that leads to a reel, and that leads to something else. I personally don't have the capacity to manage that. I'm not strong enough. I've got to be vulnerable here. I've got to be open if I'm going to make this work. I'm not strong enough. For platforms like Instagram, for example, I've had to unfollow everyone. I'm going to be losing everyone. Unless we're doing business or things like that, then I'll keep following like my accountancy and stuff. I still want to interact with you guys, so I am going to be opening a channel broadcast, but I need to have 10,000 followers for that. So I've got a long way to go until I get that. I need to have 10,000 people on Instagram before I can start a broadcast channel. But you can still comment under my stuff and I'll talk to you in the comment sections and things like that. And I'm going to be opening my messages so it stops doing requests and they all just come through as normal. I just need to lose that timeline element of the platform. I'm not trying to lose you guys. I'm just trying to lose the home screen platform side of it. So my comments will still be open. My messages should now be even more open. And I am going to start the broadcast channel when I reach 10,000 on there. But it's not the be all and end all of the world, is it? Subscribers and followers seem to be looked at like collectibles. Of course, since I've done my unfollowing regime, I've noticed a few people have unfollowed me back. And that's okay. I've not unfollowed you for any personal reasons for you, anything that you've done. It's all personal for me. And if I need to be following you in order for you to be following me back, that's okay for you too. You've got to do what works for you, just the same way that I'm doing what works for me. I'm focusing on Instagram. There are people on there that I've built personal relationships with that I have unfollowed as well. But the messages side is still open and the comments are still there. And if we've built enough of a personal relationship, my phone number will be given as well. It doesn't mean anything personal onto you. You've done nothing bad, nothing wrong, nothing to upset me, nothing to... It's just purely me. This is my focus and it's what I need to do. YouTube, content creation, Instagram, all those things are a part of my business. Me creating these videos, whether they're 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or an hour long, especially when those car boot seasons come back in, is for you. I love making the content. Transparency, of course I get paid for my YouTube videos, but I have to enjoy doing them, otherwise I'm not going to make them. I have to enjoy doing something. It doesn't matter how much money something earns, how much money I can make from something. If I'm not enjoying it, I will just stop. Same thing I did with barbering and many other jobs. I wasn't enjoying it, so I stopped and moved on to something else. I have to be enjoying something. I can't just do it for the pound. I have to be enjoying it. And it will reflect in my work. I can't make good content if I'm not focused. If I don't have my house in order, I can't do anything else. And my house, being my mind, is not in order. I need to get some structure back, and that will shine through in the content that I create. I love YouTube, I love making videos, but I need to be happy doing it. And I am happy. I could just be a lot happier. Because I value my audience. Your time is just as valuable as mine is. And I don't want to waste your time. I'm sure you can understand what I'm trying to say. I just want to get a new mindset out there so people don't go, oh, what's happening with Ricky? I'm just being open with you guys so you know where I'm at. So to recap, Instagram, you can message me. You can still comment under my stuff. I will still be interacting. YouTube, I'm going to change a few settings on there as well. Not too sure what it is yet, but I know you can, so I need to look into that. Instagram's just the easiest one, isn't it? And nothing's personal. It's all on me. It's all personal for me, not anything you've done. Thank you for your time. I do appreciate it. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Ta-da!